My dear child, if you believe in divine messages, do not scroll away. This is urgent. This is about the house next to yours. Something is happening, something extremely serious, and you need to hear this message before it's too late. This is not a coincidence. You were meant to see this. God has placed this message before you for a reason. Your guardian angels are trying to warn you, to protect you from what is unfolding right beside you. Do not ignore this. What is happening in that house? What are they planning? And why has God chosen you to receive this revelation? Stay with me until the end, and you will understand everything. When we think about our homes, we often imagine a place of comfort, security, and peace. Our neighborhoods are supposed to be safe havens where we can relax, raise our families, and build lasting relationships with those who live around us. However, sometimes, situations arise that disrupt this sense of security. If you have noticed unusual activities or sudden changes in the house next to yours, it might be time to pay closer attention because something significant could be unfolding right beside you. While it is important not to jump to conclusions, being aware of what is happening in your surroundings is a responsibility every homeowner and resident should take seriously. A neighbor's decision can sometimes have a lasting impact on the entire community, affecting property values, safety, and the overall atmosphere of the area. In many cases, people dismiss small signs of change until it is too late. Whether it involves unexpected renovations, frequent visitors at odd hours, or drastic modifications to the property, these could all be indications of something that deserves further inquiry. Unexpected construction or modifications. One of the most noticeable signs that something is changing is construction work. If the house next to yours has suddenly started undergoing renovations without prior notice or explanation, it could be a sign that major changes are coming. Sometimes, these changes are harmless, such as a family expanding their living space. However, in other cases, it could indicate plans that could directly impact the surrounding area. For example, if large-scale construction is taking place without proper permits or inspections, this could lead to future issues for everyone in the neighborhood. Buildings that do not comply with safety regulations could become hazardous over time. Additionally, if the house is being converted into a commercial space, a rental property, or something entirely different, it could change the overall dynamic of the community. Before dismissing these changes as ordinary home improvements, it is always a good idea to ask questions and stay informed. Checking with local authorities or homeowners associations can provide clarity on whether everything is being done legally and within proper guidelines. Unusual activity and increased traffic. Another sign that something serious might be happening next door is an increase in unusual activity. If you have noticed a higher than usual number of people coming and going, especially at odd hours, it could indicate a significant change in how the property is being used. In some cases, homes are converted into short-term rentals, guest houses, or business spaces without informing neighbors. While this may not always be a problem, it can sometimes bring disturbances such as noise, parking issues, and unfamiliar people in the area. If a home is frequently hosting large gatherings, parties, or events, it might create discomfort for other residents. Being observant without making assumptions is key. If you notice something that seems out of the ordinary, talking to your neighbors and gathering information can help you understand the situation better. If necessary, local authorities can also provide insight into any legal changes regarding property use. Property neglect and signs of vacancy. On the other end of the spectrum, a house that is suddenly neglected can also be a cause for concern. If the property next to yours appears abandoned, with overgrown grass, broken windows, or unattended mail piling up, it may indicate a problem that could affect the entire neighborhood. Vacant homes can attract unwanted attention, including vandalism or unauthorized occupants. Additionally, they can decrease property values in the area, making it harder for homeowners to maintain their investments. If you notice a once well-maintained home suddenly falling into disrepair, it might be worth investigating whether the owners are still living there or if the property has changed hands. Sometimes, homes are left vacant due to financial difficulties, legal disputes, or other reasons. If this is the case, addressing the situation early can help prevent bigger problems in the future. Local officials or neighborhood associations can often provide assistance in finding out what is happening with the property. Zoning changes and business conversions. One of the biggest concerns for many homeowners is when residential properties are suddenly converted into commercial spaces. While small home-based businesses are common, larger changes, such as turning a home into a business hub, event space, or rental property, can affect the neighborhood's overall feel. If the house next to yours is being repurposed for commercial use, it could lead to increased traffic, noise, and parking issues. This could also impact property values, as some buyers may be hesitant to invest in homes that are too close to commercial activity. Being proactive in learning about local zoning laws and regulations can help residents understand their rights. If a property is being converted into something that does not align with the community's original plan, there may be steps that can be taken to address the issue before it escalates. Community impact and neighborhood well-being. Regardless of what changes are occurring, the most important factor to consider is how it will affect the entire neighborhood. Every resident has a right to feel safe and comfortable in their community. If something happening in the house next to yours is causing discomfort or concern, open communication is often the best approach. Speaking with your neighbors directly can provide clarity and help avoid misunderstandings. In many cases, people are unaware that their actions may be causing concern for others. A friendly conversation can sometimes resolve issues before they become major problems. If concerns persist, local community groups, homeowners associations, or city officials can often provide support. They can help mediate situations, ensure that regulations are being followed, and provide guidance on what steps can be taken if necessary. The importance of awareness and action. Staying informed and observant in your community is not about invading privacy or making assumptions. It is about being aware of how changes around you might impact your quality of life and taking appropriate steps to ensure that your neighborhood remains a safe and pleasant place to live. If you have concerns about the house next to yours, taking the time to gather information, communicate, and seek assistance when needed can make a significant difference. By working together as a community, residents can help maintain a stable and welcoming environment for everyone. Ultimately, The goal is not to create fear or suspicion but to encourage awareness and proactive involvement. Every home is part of a larger community, and when residents take an active role in understanding and addressing changes, it benefits everyone involved. Our homes are our sanctuaries, places where we expect to feel safe and secure. The neighborhood we live in plays a crucial role in shaping our daily lives, offering a sense of belonging and stability. However, when sudden changes start occurring in the house next to yours, it is natural to feel concerned, especially if you are unsure about what is happening. Whether it's unusual activity, unexpected construction, or signs of neglect, being aware of these changes is essential for maintaining the overall well-being of the community. Ignoring the signs of significant changes in your neighborhood can have long-term consequences. Many people assume that what happens next door is none of their business, but the truth is that the actions of one homeowner can affect the entire area. If a neighbor decides to convert their home into something else, rent it out for purposes that disrupt the peace, or allow the property to deteriorate, it can have a direct impact on property values, safety, and the overall atmosphere of the community. This is not about making assumptions or jumping to conclusions. It is about staying informed and taking appropriate steps to ensure that your neighborhood remains a secure and comfortable place for everyone. Let's explore some of the key reasons why changes in the house next to yours should not be ignored and what you can do to address them. Unexpected modifications and large-scale construction. One of the first signs that something is changing in a neighboring house is the presence of construction work. If you suddenly notice workers coming and going, building materials being delivered, or large-scale renovations taking place, it is worth paying attention to what is happening. While many homeowners renovate their properties to improve their living space, there are cases where construction work is a sign of bigger changes. For example, some homes are converted into multi-unit rentals, short-term vacation properties, or even commercial spaces without proper permits. This can lead to overcrowding, increased foot traffic, and disruptions in the neighborhood. Additionally, unapproved modifications can pose safety risks if the work is not up to code. If you suspect that the construction next door might be violating zoning laws, it may be helpful to check with your local authorities to ensure everything is being done legally. Unusual activity and increased traffic. A quiet neighborhood can quickly change when a house starts attracting unusual visitors or constant traffic. If you have noticed a higher number of unfamiliar cars parked nearby, people coming and going at odd hours, or a general increase in activity, it could indicate that the house is being used for something beyond a typical residence. In some cases, homes are turned into short-term rental properties, which can bring a revolving door of guests who may not be invested in maintaining the peace of the community. While this is not always a problem, frequent parties, loud gatherings, and disturbances can make life difficult for those living nearby. If a property is being misused, it may be necessary to contact local authorities or homeowner associations to address the issue before it gets out of hand. Signs of neglect and abandonment. A home that once looked well maintained but suddenly falls into disrepair can be just as concerning as excessive activity. If the house next to yours shows signs of neglect, overgrown grass, broken windows, or accumulating mail, it could indicate that the property has been abandoned or that the owners are facing financial difficulties. Vacant homes can attract unwanted attention, becoming easy targets for vandalism or even illegal activities. Additionally, a neglected property can lower the value of surrounding homes, making it more difficult for homeowners to sell or maintain their investments. If you notice a house in your neighborhood falling into disrepair, it may be helpful to check in with local officials to determine if action needs to be taken. Changes in property use and zoning violations. Another serious concern is when a house is being repurposed without proper authorization. If the house next to yours is suddenly being used as a business, rental property, or event space, it can bring unwanted disruptions to the neighborhood. For example, some homeowners turn their properties into commercial spaces without obtaining the proper permits, which can lead to increased traffic, noise, and parking issues. If this happens, it may not only inconvenience neighbors but also violate zoning laws designed to protect residential areas. If you suspect that a home is being used for an unauthorized purpose, researching local zoning laws can help determine whether the changes are legal. If they are not, reporting the issue to local authorities can help prevent long-term disruptions. The community impact of sudden changes. The house next to yours is not just another building, it is part of the larger community that you and your neighbors have built together. When sudden changes occur, they can affect everyone in the area, creating ripple effects that impact property values, safety, and overall neighborhood harmony. Being proactive about these changes is not about interfering in someone else's personal decisions. Instead, it is about ensuring that the actions of one household do not negatively impact the entire community. When residents stay informed and take appropriate action, they help protect the integrity of their neighborhood. What can you do? If you have noticed something unusual happening in the house next to yours, here are a few steps you can take. 1. Observe without assuming. Before jumping to conclusions, take the time to observe and gather information. Not every change is a cause for concern, but it is always good to be aware of what is happening around you. 2. Communicate with your neighbors. If possible, talk to your neighbors directly. Sometimes, a simple conversation can clarify the situation and ease concerns. 3. Check local regulations. If you suspect zoning violations, unauthorized construction, or illegal activity, checking local housing and zoning laws can provide clarity on whether the changes are permitted. 4. Report concerns if necessary. If a situation is affecting the peace and stability of the community, contacting the appropriate authorities, homeowner associations, or neighborhood councils can help address the issue. 5. Stay involved in your community. The more involved you are in your neighborhood, the easier it is to recognize when something is out of place. Attending community meetings and staying connected with other residents can help maintain a safe and welcoming environment. Final thoughts. This is something extremely serious about the house next to yours, and they are planning to make a change that could affect you. When something unusual is happening next door, it is important to stay informed and take the right steps to protect your community. Whether it is unexpected construction, increased traffic, signs of neglect, or zoning violations, paying attention to these changes can prevent larger problems down the road. This is not about suspicion or overreacting. It is about ensuring that your neighborhood remains a safe, peaceful, and thriving place to live. If you see something that does not feel right, do not ignore it. Take action, ask questions, and work with your community to address any concerns before they turn into bigger issues. Your home and neighborhood are valuable investments, not just financially but also in terms of your quality of life. Do not wait until it is too late. Stay vigilant, stay informed, and take the necessary steps to protect the place you call home. Amen.